you're in college, and I know this is, whether it's, I guess, ultimately you chose to go to law school, and we'll kind of get off into what went into those decisions. But as you were in undergrad or even law school, did you have any like mentors, maybe whether it's your parents or someone else that helped you kind of mold your mindset or shape your mindset? 'Cause I always think mentors are important. Kind of talking about my cousin who, in great example of a mentor who told me to go to college, or not to go to college, but to do engineering as opposed to political science. I mean, I thought as a mentor that was invaluable advice that changed the trajectory of my life, but also just different things that he exposed me to. I remember when that first year or the summer going into undergrad, he took me to a couple of these rental properties. Just kind of, he was doing some work on them or getting some work done, and we just went by, and man, that blew my mind. I'm like, what? We can own property? Like that was a game changer for me, and I always put that in the back of my head because I was going to undergrad to play football and all that. So it was something that I wanted to come back to, and I did come back to eventually. But just having that type of exposure from mentors that was on a level that I've never seen before, man, it played a big part of kind of shaping me and molding my mindset and how I go about things. So in undergrad or in law school, did you have mentors or just in life? Can you kind of talk about mentorship and the importance of it, and then maybe mentors that kind of shape your life?
Yeah, absolutely. So I actually think that growing up, more specifically, and when I get to high school, college, and law school, right, where you think of this, I'm making my own man, right? I was
Right.
actually very resistant to have mentors, which I think is more
Really?
common than you want to talk about, right? Like someone like they assign you as a 1L your first year in law school, like, hey, here's your 3L mentor. I was like, man, I don't need a mentor. Like I'm figuring this stuff
Yeah,
out,
yeah,
man.
yeah. I
Like
got
I
this.
got it, right? Like I've always been good in school. I can do this again. I've
Right.
always been good at this. I can do this again. So
Yeah.
for a while, I was like almost hesitant to want someone to tell me either how I should do it or how they did do it. I do think that I had definitely had mentors, but I also was like, I was kind of resistant to it in a way that I think was
Wow.
not healthy, right? Like, if there's a person who has done what you did just 2 years ago and
Right.
they're close to you and you can access them, you
Yep.
should 100%
For sure.
use that to your advantage, right? So I would think I've had mentors, and of course, like I said, my mom is one of my best friends. My dad and my stepdad were all
Okay.
people who taught me things that I needed to know, whether I was accepting it straightforward as
Yep.
mentoring, and
Yep.
then like I said, even lifestyle choices. Like I mean, I like moving to the Northville Novi area. I mean, seeing my friends and their parents and the access that they had to things, I was like, these things are very real and out
Yep.
here.
For
So I'm
sure.
almost like a learn vicariously kind of person where I
Yep.
see someone else doing something that whether they're telling it to me directly, I'm gonna sit back and watch. Like I'm the
Gotcha.
youngest kid. I'm like the quiet person in the room, but I'm gonna be paying attention to everything. That's kind of how I thought of my like organic mentoring growing up.
Gotcha.
And then definitely in law school have mentors, and even now like attorneys in practice that
Yep.
I go to with both personal issues, legal issues, and
Yep.
everything. And I take it a point of myself
Yep.
to reach out to people and try to be a mentor as well too, because like I said, was hesitant to it, and I think sometimes people need to be pushed into
Yep.
mentoring.
For
And
sure.
now I try to do that in a way, whether it's through the Wolverine Bar Association, which is a Black bar association in Detroit,
Yep.
or organically through our firm. I intentionally try to help people and kind of pull them up behind me, because I think that I was initially resistant to it
Yep.
because I was almost arrogant in a way of like, bro, I got this. I don't
Yep.
need anything from anybody if I can figure it out myself.
For sure.
Luckily, I didn't have to fall flat on my face to realize that I needed other people. But obviously, as the more that I understand that I don't know everything, is the more that I lean into mentoring with others.
Yep.
Um, and then, of course, like I said, try to give back to other people through mentoring them myself. I actually get